A beautiful day in the morning. Oh, look, it's a raccoon. Hi, Lulu. Say hi, everybody. Lulu, Lulu, Lulu. Ah. That's my Shih Tzu, everybody. She likes to shit, and she likes to go to the zoo. Get it? Haha. All right, guys, let's go for a walk, because I wanted to go through a couple of things today, because wrapping up the move. We're done with the move, unpacked, kind of. But I want to talk about this reserveless buyout situation and kind of some phenomenon and what's going on, because I don't think people really understand something about this. I don't think people understand how the process works and how buyouts actually go about. Because I think after analyzing this recent move on Old Man of the Sea, Seeing Tree, all these Legends rares, I mean, there's just so many Arabians cards and Legends cards that have moved so sharply, so quickly. I've come to the realization of a couple of things. And I want you guys to follow with me here, because I have this theory on this, because I wanted to give you guys some insight. I think in order for buyouts to sustain, in order for a buyout to actually work, you actually have to be able to do a couple things. One is you need to hold the cards for a long time, for a period of time where we're not talking like a month, we're talking like a few years easily. So there's this long-term hold, long-term thing. And you're also going to have to even possibly buy other cards that come into the market so it could show that organic growth over time. That's the key word, is organic. There's nothing organic about these buyouts. There's nothing organic about buying 40, 50, 100, 200, whatever copies of a card. Is that really organic? Is that demand, or is that just a bunch of investors who are really interested in just buying and moving the market higher? I will be full disclosure here. I don't do these kind of buyouts. I don't go off and buy a singleton card, and make moves like that. I do buy sets. I will make major moves on sets, on sealed product, stuff like that, but not singleton cards. With the exception that I may not have the card or something. I may not, I may not have a certain condition. I will buy multiple copies. But in terms of just buying out just because I want to like have a large stock of it, that's not a strategy I kind of go after. Now, I'm not saying that strategy is a bad strategy for investing, but I also think that that strategy is not the organic, not something that will grow over time. Like organic like this. Look at this. Like all these trees here we have here in my house. Yeah. Looks like a John Avon. And look at this. A raccoon. Hi, Lulu. Our dog Lulu is so cute. No, Lulu, what are you doing? She's kind of weird. All right, so back to the video. Sorry, guys. So, these buyouts are not organic. They're kind of forced. And here's the question. Who's really making any money off this shit? I'll tell you who. The people that are making money off these buyouts are the people that are buying them in the very, 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 very beginning, who are injecting thousands and thousands of maybe tens of thousands of dollars into cards. Those are the people that are making the money. However, the price point, like the moat situation that happened before, the price point needs to be a point where there's enough room for a dip after the buyout. In the case of the moat, the dip was the moat didn't jump high enough. It didn't like double or triple up or whatever, where that after a dip, the price basically, the price probably went up like a couple $100. And then it just settled back down and it went down. But you got to ask yourself on these buyouts, for example, of like Old Man of the Sea and Seeing Tree and Legends Rares and cards that are just like used to be like $15. Now they're like $50 to $100, maybe, you know, $200 one day. That's where the big money is made if you bought large amounts of them. But I'm starting to think that the community is going to get burnt out of the buyouts. I don't know if that's even a saying that rhymes. Burnt out of the buyouts. Burnt buyouts. Hashtag. I mean, who's burnt out by all the buyouts? I mean, honestly, it's kind of a joke, right? There's no validity of these buyouts. There's no reason for the buyouts. It's not like Drop a Honey where you could have won like a $10,000 tournament at a Grand Prix and have a 2 of sideboard, and it could possibly justify a semi-buyout. But what's the point? These cards aren't used to win some major tournament. Now, there are collectability factors, and I have to agree that's a huge, huge, huge thing. But will these spikes pushing it this high so fast, will they decline for a lot of some of these cards? I'm afraid so. I'm afraid so. But what it does, though, is it puts this impact on the marketplace that people it changes their complete mindset on the way you invest in Magic. That if you can take large sums of money and buy specific cards, you could manipulate the market and make that like a quick trade type of thing. That's pretty scary, pretty interesting. Well, you know, it happens all the time in other markets, but with Magic, it's kind of this new trend that you have that bigger money come in and buy specific singleton cards. But I don't think it's organic. I don't think it's real. So I'm not saying that long term, you cannot make money off, like, I think long term there is going to be growth in older cards. But I don't think that in this accelerated mode, it's the right way to go about it if you're investing, that is. And it hurts the collecting side because if you go into it, you're like thinking, man, this card just spiked what? 500% overnight for absolutely no reason, just because of a buyout. As a collector, then you have to realize you're just going to have to buy the cards and stop shopping around. I mean, I'm going to say to you, you cannot shop around for some of these cards, and these buyouts will occur. There's no regulation about it whatsoever. I do think, though, there's a floor, that something's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is that if these prices continue at $200, you know, $200 seems like kind of a tighter benchmark for some of these cards. 300 gets kind of high. 400, 500, that's pretty high. People start going to Power 9 range. And I want you guys to sit down and think about this very carefully. Do you really want to buy 4 Drop a Honeys at $400, at $1,600 as a play set? Or do you want to buy an Alpha Time Walk? Alpha Mox. Might be played or whatever, but shit, it is an Alpha Mox. What has better investment value? Alpha Mox or some Drop a Honeys? What has better investment value? 10 Drop a Honeys or Unlimited Lotus? God, isn't that weird to say that? Drop a freaking honey, 10 of them for an Unlimited Lotus. Please put in the comments below which one has better investment value. I will tell you right out of the gate that I will say that Black Lotus has this enigma about it that I think will continue to rise over the years. I don't think Unlimited's going to have a huge spike, but I think the Black Borders are going to have tremendous spikes over the years. But that's what I'm saying, is there's only a couple trends that can happen. It's either A, that these buyouts continue and the cards and the prices hold, and there are organic sales. I mean, people actually willing to pay these top line prices for the cards. Or B, this tank and the prices go down and we just come back to reality. And if there is the A scenario, I think what we have going on here is possibly a resurgence of Power 9 and even dual lands jumping again, the next wave. Because think about this. Why the hell would you want to buy 10 drop of honeys at $400 when you can just buy one unlimited lotus at $3 grand-ish? Ask yourselves, what's more iconic? What's more important for Magic? I wouldn't say necessarily playability to win a $10,000 GP because Black Lotus is not allowed. But from an investment, Black Lotus is pretty much the Babe Ruth of our industry. So it kind of gets to a point where it's kind of like Old Man of the Sea. Let's say that's like a $200 card. I've seen some on eBay at $400 to $500, $600 a card. I don't even know why. I mean, I know why. I understand why. But $200 a card, let's say, is 20 Old Man of the Seas worth one unlimited Black Lotus? Is it? I don't think so. At a certain point, with any card, there is a flat line. It's just going to be this way. There's no way that a card can continue on its trend and there is going to be a reality check. Take a look at Tabernacle, Pendrell Vale. That card used to be, it was one of the hottest cards. And lately it's been dropping. I mean, I've seen some of those versions of that card going for $600. People just want to dump them. It reminds me a lot of the situation, the Drop of Honey, to be honest. It's a card that you play. It's a legendary land. It's used in play more frequently than Drop of Honey. Reserve list, obviously, top tier Legends card. But once people have them, the price is stagnant. It stays. Once it gets to $1,000 or $1,500 a card, the price kind of just, it's just kind of stuck in limbo land. Look at that benchmark. Is that really Drop of Honey, Old Man of the Sea? Are those all going to go to $1,000 one day? Well, I'll tell you what the bet is. I'll tell you a secret. If Drop of Honey and all those reserve list cards, the Legends rares, keep spiking up and keep holding organic growth, if that's the truth, if that's the way it's going to go in the market, then that means Power 9 is going to go way higher long term. And if I were you, I would buy all the Power 9 you can. Because if this is what these buyout people want to put their money in, if they want to take all their money and go off and buy a bunch of those cards, Power 9 is going to keep going up and up and up. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, I don't think it's going to last. Some of these Legends rares, I don't think it's going to last. But I do think it's going to be great for Power 9. Now, the other thing I will mention is that sealed Magic product. I do think that there's an opportunity for sealed Magic product. With all these Legends and Antiquities and Arabian Nights buyouts, I think sealed packs of these things, sealed boxes, are going to keep growing, spiking. And I would not be surprised that Legends boxes become $10,000, $20,000 one day or more. Arabians box, 100K plus. Antiquities, 50K. Who knows? Why not? Because the sealed product is even more rare than the cards that you're looking at. What's left of them is so rare, it's insane. What do you guys think, man? Do you guys think I'm blowing smoke here? Do you think I'm just completely... Seriously, ask yourselves, would you buy 100 like, what would you rather have? $100, $200 cards, or 2 Alpha Black Lotuses that are spectacular, decent condition? What do you think is the better investment there? An Alpha Black Lotus, the most important card of our time, or $20K basically of $100, $200 cards of Living Plane and Old Man of the Sea, Seeing Tree. I don't know. I mean, we could even go to like $200, $100 cards. I don't know. It's just whatever. Like, are those cards going to be better investments than an Alpha Black Lotus? Is this the world we live in? And if it holds, why wouldn't an Alpha Black Lotus be worth $100K if it really holds organically? I'd like to hear from you guys. I honestly am puzzled on how people are logically spending that kind of cash, but not buying into all those Alpha Power 9s and stuff first. I don't know. We'll talk soon, guys. Thanks again for watching. You guys have a fantastic day.